And welcome to chalkpastel.com. We are excited to share with you our weekly art tutorial, and today we'll be sharing about birds. And the reason we're sharing about birds is because we have some hummingbirds in our backyard that like to check out the trumpet vine, and we have a pair of great horned owls, and we just think that summer is a great time to learn more about birds. We're also joining together with some of my best buddies and sharing a backpack, a back-to-school backpack. And that backpack includes our bird video art lessons and Mary Prather of Homegrown Learners music lessons and Cindy West's nature studies on birds. And also, Pam Barnhill has put together some very special morning time back to school plans. Now, I will share a link to all this in the comments, but you will want to check this out. Today's lesson is a bonus lesson that goes along with our video bird art lessons. And we're going to get started here in just a minute. I'm going to turn this around to Nana, and she will share with you the few art supplies that you need to get started. I also want to ask you, please share photos of your artwork. You can do that and tag Chalk Pastel Art on Instagram. Use the hashtag #YouAreAnArtist. Or you can upload them right here to the Facebook page, right here in the comments of this video or on our chalkpastel.com Facebook page. So let's get started. I'll turn this around to Nana now.
Hello, artist friends. Today we are going to paint birds. Now, birds are some of God's most wonderful creations, and they, excuse me, they are not difficult, and some people have really hard times painting birds. Hello, here's one. But if you'll bear with me, and if you'll maybe just pat the screen and say, there, Nana, it's okay. We'll do fine. We're going to paint, first of all, a baby bird. And it's going to be as close to a bluebird as I can get. Now, if there are really technical folks out there that know all about birds, then please forgive us. We're doing the best that we can. We are going to do fine, and we have all sorts of bright colors we're going to use. So let's get started. I'm going to take my paper and turn it vertically. It rests on a piece of throwaway construction paper, so it won't just walk all the way across the table. Because if you get started in a really drawing, it moves around a lot. Now, these are the colors I have chosen. You can paint any sort of bird that you want. My students here are probably not going to do bluebirds, but we'll see. There's some blues and a white, and here are some oranges for the beak, and a black for the hole where the bluebird will be poking his little head out of the birdhouse, and a red if I decide to paint the birdhouse red. Okay, now I am going to draw this off first. If you want to do it freehand, please go ahead. I'll do it quickly. I'm going to start with the birdhouse itself, and it's just going to be a very simple birdhouse, and we like to say it is a suggestion of a birdhouse. You don't have to draw planks and nails or roof or anything. All right, now inside the hole there will be a baby bird, and here is the baby bird's head. Now, this is an up-close sort of view of this baby bird. and he has his mouth wide open. He wants to know, where is his mama? He is hungry. Believe it or not, this great big area that I'm drawing off here is his mouth. And we have an eye, which is a round circle. Now, I'm going to go ahead and divide the eye off. That looks strange, I know, but we're going to put what we call a life light or speck right in his eye. And I wanted to remind myself that's what it is. Okay. There's the baby bird. And behind him is the hole that he's poking his head out of. And that's it. Okay. Let's get started. Let's try some blue. We're going to put the blue up on top of his head. And this is a darker blue. It's almost like a sky blue. And we're going to put him a little cap on first. Looks like a little baby hat. Now, did you see I didn't color it all in? Take your finger and you can fill it in with your finger. All right, then we're going to go down his little back and give him some feathers. Now, this is a fledgling bird, meaning it has not learned how to fly, I don't think yet. So you can take your pastel and see how you can just make little feathers sticking up, almost like a little downy feather. All right. And he has little pale whitish blue here on his chest. I'm not filling that all in. I'm going to take my finger. There we go. And this also has just little downy feathers. Now, because he's all mouth, let's get that mouth in there, okay? This is the outside of the beak here. It is a big beak. That baby is hungry and he's waiting for his mama. Now on the inside, way back here, you can see all the way in his mouth. That is his throat, believe it or not. And the rest of this is a light orange. Now, that doesn't look good to you. Take your finger and kind of smooth it in just a little bit. Now, we need to put his eye in. So remember, I showed you how we just put a little white mark on the eye so we would remember to put the life spark on there. And there, see how easy that was? Now I didn't have anything to worry about. Thank you for telling me I was going to be okay drawing these birds. And I think that we ought to decorate his house. Now see how he's got these downy little feathers? You can actually take your finger and make them even more downy, like that. Let's put the dark hole behind him. I've turned my black on its side. And you can fill that in. Don't mess his feathers up. You might get upset. Okay. Now, what color do we make the birdhouse. I think it ought to be a simple red because this red looks good with the blue. I've got my pastel turned on its side. Look how much we can cover with it on its side. And you can make it look like it's weathered and been outside a long time. And the mother bird found this birdhouse, and she decided this was going to be just fine for her baby to grow up in. All right, if you want to smooth it in. And what we could do is we can outline his beak so we can see it easier, and his little body if you want. I'm not going to do that. I like the little fluffy, downy little feathers. But that beak needed to be outlined. It was a big old beak. Okay, now this birdhouse is out here in the middle of this white piece of paper. So let's put a branch over here. Okay, you can use your imagination. Let's put this birdhouse on this branch. And give a couple of leaves here. And I think we could call this finished. Look at these beautiful birdhouses my students have done. We can't wait to show them to you. And now we are going to change our, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Be sure you sign your name here in the corner. And then turn your painting over and name it. Birdhouse, bird in a birdhouse, baby bird. And today's date. And then I think we have a picture worth hanging on the refrigerator. Because everyone will just know right away you're an artist. So we're going to change our paper and we're going to do a bonus. Now, bonus painting. Just plain white paper. Let's turn this one horizontal. Now this is one of my most favorite things to draw. So you draw along with me. This is a rusty red sort of pastel. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a smile like this. And then we're going to weave a bird's nest. Wow. Look at this. We're weaving it back and forth and up and down. You know, the birds know what they're doing, but when we look at it, it just really doesn't look like they had a plan to what they were doing. Here's a real birdhouse, and you can see it's just woven all the way around, and it has these beautiful, beautiful vines on it. So we're going to try to copy this. All right, next, let's put in some gold, because they could have been around and found some beautiful vines Now, we forgot the back part of the nest, so we were so concerned with the front, let's get the back in. And down here in the bottom is a light coat of black to show that that's the bottom of the nest. Okay? Take your finger and smooth it in. We don't want the mother bird to come and think we just have a mess here. All right. Now she could have found some really fresh finds, so let's put a few of them in. And let's see, I need a dark brown. Oh, it's being used. All right, well, we'll just make do. Thank you. And you know what we could do? Let's just get a little wild and crazy. I think this mama bird found a ribbon off a dress or a birthday package, and she's got purple in there, and she's got some red. She's got it all tied up. Now, there has to be some branches that she brought in to help get this built, as you can see. All right, now the fun part. Way down in this bird's nest, there are some eggs. We're using a white to make an egg. And if it's not perfectly white, it's okay. Do the best that you can. I think I'm going to put like maybe 3 eggs in here. And one like this. They're really, really white on top where the sun shines on them. And down here, they are pale blue. And because they're supposed to look like robins, they have little freckles. Now we're just about finished. Let's rest this bird's nest, excuse me. It is a bird's house for her, on a limb. And the limb goes up underneath here. And give it some leaves. And if you like, a little bit of blue sky. And I think we call this finished. Be sure you sign your name in the corner. Flip your painting over. Name it Bird's Nest or 3 Little Eggs. And then go and share it with your family and tell them all about the story of the bird taking the ribbons and weaving them inside the nest. And they will just say, my goodness, what a wonderful job you have done. You are an artist.
Thank you all, artists, for joining us today. Remember to share those pictures at the You Are an Artist hashtag on Instagram, or you can share them on our Facebook page. We thank you for joining us, and please join us again for our weekly art lessons. Next week we'll be sharing about sharks in honor of Shark Week.